Hi there, this is Snowcitytarot, and I'm here with a pick a card reading. Today's topic is going to be, why do they love you? So, I have 4 piles. Think of your person, clear your mind, and pick a pile. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have Uranus, Gemini, the 10th house. We have the Fool, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. And then we also have the Temperance, the Page of Swords, and the Strength. So what does this person really, truly like about you? Well, you're kind of a Renaissance person. You do it all. You pick up on things insanely fast. You are probably a genius, and they know this. Maybe you know this. But with the this kind of crazy energy here with Uranus and Gemini, it kind of shows that you're just very smart, very insightful. They find you pretty much good at everything. You could be a little like whimsical, a little flighty, not flighty in the sense of like avoidant, but like you flit from thing to thing. You have a lot of energy, kind of like a nymph or something, like a fairy or something. I just like when I'm thinking about it, it's like you're like a hummingbird or something. You have so much energy and you zip from thing to thing to thing, and you're always doing something. You always have some kind of task or some kind of project or some kind of goal. And I feel like you're kind of inventive like that. You're thinking of new ways to do everything, new ways to solve problems, new ideas. Like I feel with these, it's very energized, really. And with the 10th house here, it shows a lot of ambition. And so you might be very career oriented. You could be goal oriented. Alternatively, you also may not have much of a stomach for authority. So you might be a little bit on the chaotic side, a little bit on the kooky side. You kind of seem, like if you're a girl, I just see a pixie, If you're a feminine person, I see a pixie of some sort that is sort of like constantly involved in something, constantly learning. That's another thing, is it's like you're learning a lot all the time. You may be really chatty. You may be easy to talk to in some cases, and they like that. They like about your personality, they like that you're the person they can go to who will be on top of a situation. They don't need to worry that you won't get something done. You will. But maybe you may have difficulty being on task all the time. But there's kind of like a nice energy to that in like a sort of childlike, sort of fun way. And maybe that's the thing, is like maybe you're not always on task, but you always have some sort of fun, energizing activity to do, if that makes sense. Like, you might be the person that brings doodads to work, like weird things that you found. Because you seem like a very inquisitive, smart person who likes likes to learn about how things work. You may like to build things. Basically, though, you're always a surprise, and you're very, very quick when you're around this person, and they really appreciate that. They really find that quite enjoyable. But it's very clear, though, that they think you're probably a genius. They probably think that you're very, very smart, smarter than them. You may make them feel a little bit self-conscious about that in some cases. But for the most part, though, they respect it. They're not like, I don't think that they're probably, I mean, in some cases, they might be intimidated by that. In other cases, it just might be something that they really appreciate, and they're just like, well, I don't know the answer to this question. This person must know. So overall, they might think that you're very, very smart, very energized, and you're in a lot of places at once. I feel like with the Uranus energy, though, I feel like you can be a little unpredictable at the same time. They may not know. I don't see someone that's moody here, but I kind of see someone that might be maybe hard to pin down. Uranus is about, you know, surprises. You know, normally when I see Uranus, I've always kind of seen it as the surprise card, the surprise planet. So I think that maybe what they might be saying is maybe they don't know. They like that they have no idea what to expect from you. They like that maybe some days you're just really talkative and then some days you're not. And they never really know which one they'll get from you. Or you might be very busy some days or just maybe just very chatty others. It might seem like you have a little bit of a dual personality. Gemini is, you know, it's kind of about duality in its own way. You may not have an easy time picking things. You may ask them for help with that. Making decisions might be difficult for you, and that could be endearing if you ask people for help with those sorts of things. So this top row is how you make your person feel about themselves. So we've got the Fool, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. I feel like you might make your person feel a little bit, and this is like how do you make them feel in a positive way? I think that you make them feel valued. I think you make them feel successful in whatever it is that they do. They may feel a little bit more like a vagrant, like a fool, or like a joker or some sort of clown. You might laugh at their jokes, and they may feel funny about that, or they may like that they make you laugh, and they like to feel like they're funny. In some cases, if your person isn't super funny, it is possible that you may take this person out of a situation where they feel undervalued, and you might make them feel more valued. Because I see the Fool in this deck as the vagrant. You know, he seems like a homeless person, somebody that might be forgotten by society or something like that. In some cases, you might also make this person feel spontaneous, just like you, when they are around you. So you may get this person, because these are both cards that have this Uranus energy. So it's possible that you might be somebody that makes this person go out and do and try new things. They may learn to live with this element of surprise in their life, where they before may have been a little bit nervous to embrace spontaneity. I think, though, this person feels stable, too, with you. So if this is somebody that you are dating or married to or just with long term, this three of Pentacles is showing that they have a sense of support with you. They have a sense that you guys are in it together, and that they have this security in when they're with you. They have a sense of security. This can also talk about security too. So they may feel like they have everything. They may feel like you help them feel safe, and you make them feel like they're enough is a big thing here. So what do they like about you physically? I have the Temperance, I have the Page of Swords, and I have the Strength. What do they like about you physically? Well, they think that you're well balanced on a physical way. So you're not like too much leg, too little arm, or, you know, something like that. You might be perfectly balanced in the way that you're shaped. Physically, you could be muscular. You could be very muscular. You could have a great head of hair as well for some of you. It's possible that there's an ample amount of hair with you. And for some of you, maybe you have a unique colored hair, like red or something, or reddish. Or if it's common for people in your area to have the same color hair, yours is a little different, and they notice that, and that's something that they really appreciate. I do think, though, there's a very strong, I feel like maybe you guys have muscular legs in some case, or muscular arms. For some of you, if you're girls, females, or people who are female inclined, feminine, it's possible that you like to wear things that reveal your legs. So maybe you wear shorts a lot, or maybe you wear tight clothes that show off your legs, or shorter skirts, things like that. Physically, though, I just think that there's a lot of hair. I think this person really likes your hair. And if you don't have hair, they like your lack of hair. Or they all actually have something on their head, too. She's got like is that a diadem? What's a diadem? God, I don't know where I pulled that out of. I don't think I've ever used that. Headband? Headband. Hat. So I'm thinking that maybe there's something that you wear on your head that the person kind of likes. I don't see anything specific about skin color here, so I don't think I'll mention that. If I got a lot of swords, I would probably say that they would like that you're pale. We do have a page here, but you may seem young or very youthful. And with this energy, I would not be surprised. You could be older and come off a lot younger than you are. What else? I think that's all I'm pulling for now. So, surprise, surprise, guys. You're going to be my first group that uses charms. This will be how I ended it out today. Is there anything else that group 1 would want their person... oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything else that group 1 likes about their person? Let me see. I haven't found a good way to throw this yet. Oh, hey! Oh, this is funny. Look at this. It's a pixie. Or a fairy. What they like about you. You might be a foreigner to this person, or be of a different ethnicity than them. Or you might be a traveler or someone who's far away. Again, travel here with these feet. This is somebody who you might be someone from a faraway place. They may like that we have a seahorse. Sorry, my seahorses for me, they're kind of like the fatherhood symbol that I've just kind of like picked up. Like, I mean, I don't know. I just associate it with fatherhood because the male seahorses kind of take care of, well, they kind of carry the baby seahorses. So for some of you, maybe you're a parent, most likely father if you're a male. They appreciate that you might be a father. If not, you know, if you are a couple and you're not a man and not the father, this person could appreciate that you may have had their children, because the seahorse is like pregnancy to me. It's weird. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like I don't really see anybody using seahorses like I do. But they think that you're very smart as well. We have the owl. Again, that emphasis on smarts is here. Very wise. Some of you might have some rockin' eyebrows, though, by the way. They really appreciate the crazy, not crazy, but like just intense eyebrows. We have the key as well. This person may feel like you are their soulmate. They may feel like there's some sort of spiritual attachment with you. You may also feel, especially with this one too, I have the cross as well. It's possible that there may be a sense that there's some sort of soulmate vibe, or if it's not soulmate, they perceive it as a soulmate, or they perceive it as just a very intense spiritual kind of connection. And then of course we've got the cross here. So I feel like this is someone who feels like you can take away a lot of their burdens, or you carry a lot of their burdens for them, and they may really love that about you. All right, that was you, group 2. Please like, comment, subscribe. We have Saturn, Libra, 8th house. We've got 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords. We've got 6 of Swords again. We've got 3 of Cups and the Hanged Man. What do they like about you? So, overall, you're a very civil person. With your personality, you're just a very civil person. You have really good skills with one-on-one people, although it may be at one point you didn't, but they might have seen that this has developed over time. You have good boundaries, I want to say, because Saturn is about boundaries and restrictions and limits, and Libra is about one-on-one communications, or no, I'm sorry, one-on-one relationships. So I feel like in your personality, you have actually a very good ability to talk with people, communicate with people, but you do it within the limits. So you're not necessarily somebody that becomes a doormat. You're somebody that can say no and feel comfortable with that. You could be more open to others' opinions than most people. And you're not only capable of seeing other sides, you're capable of changing your views, which is very rare. There's a lot of people that just will not budge on their views, their values, the things that they think about. A lot of people are very stubborn about their opinions and they'll never change. But with you, you may have the ability to see the other side, and you're comfortable making changes and edits to your personality. So if you have some sort of like behavior that wasn't necessarily good, maybe you have like, what's the word, like problematic views before, and you were able to like say, you know what, maybe I'm wrong about that, and you're able to change it. So you're actually, and a lot of people think that's like not, some people think that shows that you don't have any like, you don't have any like staying power, or you're a flip-flopper or something like that, but you don't see it that way. You see it as edits and improvements instead. With the 8th house here, it's possible that you're very thorough with money. You might be very good with money. You might be very good with calculations about it. At the same time, you might also be very frugal. Right? Frugal. So with the 8th house, it's about gains and losses. So I feel like you do not necessarily, you can balance your gains and your losses really, really well. So whether it's losses in money or friends or things like that, it's like if you can lose something or gain something, you always manage to sort of like, if you gain something, you don't let it get out of hand. If you lose something, you don't let it like ruin your life, if that makes sense. You're able to let go of the things that need to be removed or set free. And you might have learned throughout your life that change has to be accepted. So you might be very open and comfortable with change. You may have transformed as a person. Maybe for some of you, you guys have kind of gained on the more intuitive side of this card. Perhaps some of you have learned to gain some sort of inner peace through challenges, because the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, so it's usually you know, transformation through fire, basically, like, you know, a phoenix. For some of you, I think you are an old soul, and this person can appreciate it. And that's why you're so patient. I think that there's a level of patience here. You aren't somebody that is, you don't rush people. I think you let people, you give them their time. You let everybody be heard. So, what am I seeing here with these? So these top 3 cards are how you make your person feel about themselves in a beneficial way. What about that they like? So overall, I think that they see that you are very supportive of them. If this person needs help, you're there for them. If there's ever a moment when they feel like there's some sort of emotional lack, you're there for them. This person may literally use you to drive them to the ER if they need it, or if they're sick, they have you help them. If they're running low on money, you donate it. You seem to be somebody that gives a lot to this person and gives them a sense of security. We have the 7 of Cups, and actually the 6 of Swords over here also shows, I feel like maybe you do take this person out of difficult times. I feel like normally with this card, this is a ferryman with 2 people in the boat, and he's ferrying them out into the ocean or off to another location. And I think in this case, you are the ferryman for this person. When they're feeling down, when they're feeling low, when they're feeling like they need to escape, you're the one to get them out. You may actually drive them, literally drive them from one place to another. Oh yeah, there's the like I'm describing the card to you. It's right here. There's actually, it's interesting because they do have Saturn here as well, up in the sky. We have Saturn here too. Saturn may be relevant to some of you, whether it's Saturn or whether it's the number 10 or, and that's the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn may be important to you as well, for some of you. So the 7 of Cups here, though, is I feel like this person feels more creative, more imaginative. They may feel that you open up more doors for them and give them more options than they've ever had before. I feel like you may take a role with this person that's like a wise person, wise man, wise woman with this person. You may have some kind of, you could be older than them because Saturn is kind of an old dude. But there could, if you're not older, there's just a sense that you have more experience, and you probably have if you've had this 8th house transformation. You've been through some things, and you've survived some things, basically. And this person may look to you a lot for guidance, even. I also want to notice, though, that there's a sense of fairness here, though, with Saturn as well, because Saturn can be about karma, you know, and I feel like with this here, these two here, they can both, you know, Libra is a sign about fairness and balance, right? And equalizing, and karma is kind of cause and effect. So it's possible that you guys both believe in this, or maybe you brought this person into the world of understanding karma, understanding that actions have consequences. You may have made this person more ethical. So what do they like about you physically? For some of you, it's interesting. For some of you, you may wear a hijab. I'm seeing these parts back here. My first thought was this, like looking at these for some reason. So some of you might wear a hijab. Maybe it's pretty. Maybe they like your choices and colors. Physically, I do see a lot of red as well. Perhaps you guys have red hair, or like you enjoy wearing bright red lipstick or outfits that has red in it. I think for some of you, you might wear drapey material that's very form-fitting. Not form-fitting, but it's like clingy, but it's not. In some cases, like, I don't know how to describe this. I feel like some of you have red hair, though, because I'm getting just a lot of red here. But I'm thinking that maybe for some of you, there's like, you enjoy form-fitting things. Maybe even a little bit see-through. Maybe you like fishnet. Maybe you like mesh in some cases, some of you. What do they like about you? If some of you are some of you might be athletic, or maybe into like gymnastics or something, or like, not gymnastics, but like, you know, some of you like something like cheerleading or gymnastics, or what am I, because I'm seeing this and I'm thinking of something specific. I'm thinking of like Cirque du Soleil. I doubt any of you are in the circus. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe your guys are in the circus. I feel like some of you wear leggings. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Form-fitting leggings. They like it when you wear, like, what person doesn't like it when people wear leggings? It's like you're wearing nothing at all. Trying to see if I can see anything else about physical aspects of you that they would like. I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot more in regards to physical interests here. Hang on, let me take another card here. Because this one, like, really hopped out at me, but there's really not a whole lot to look at with these people as far as, like, an intuitive read goes. What else does this person like about their physical image, physical form? We've got the King of Wands. If you're a man, this person may like beard. If you have a beard, they like that. I'm also drawn to the smoke in this guy's hands, so you may vape or something, or smoke, which they may not like, but they think that it has a certain sort of appeal about it, like moody, like a moodiness to you. Maybe you have a moodiness to you. Quiet reserve, perhaps. Nine of Cups. This could be the basic, you know, interpretation that some of you might have a thin waist that they would like to grab, perhaps. A smaller waist, bigger bust line for some of you. Some of you, again, I see facial hair here. Interesting. That's kind of all I'm getting here. For some reason, this person is not very, like, visually... I don't know. They might not be that visual a person. They might be more like somebody who likes an intellectual side of people more so. The physical form may be secondary, but I don't really see all that much in that sense. So I am trying out my new charms, because I know that's what people are into these days. Everyone and their mother has charms. So I'm going to just take a few extra notes on what this person likes about you. What do I got? Apple. Got the cross. the wand. Something that you do. They might like some sort of activity that you do daily. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe they like that you go to the gym. Maybe you see them at the gym. But this shows me like just like a daily sort of routine that you go through every day. And you're very strict on it, perhaps. The moon. You may be somebody that's very clear with communications, or you like to sing possibly, but you may be somebody that enjoys speaking or singing. You have the dragonfly. I want to say though, and maybe that's kind of up here. I'm not saying that this means addiction, but to me the dragonfly represents addiction. It's my own personal symbol for addictions. Not everybody follows that, but with this one here, I'm not saying that they like it, that you're addicted to something. I think they're seeing either some of you may have recovered from it, and maybe you help them recover from it, because this can also be an addictions card. But this is saying that perhaps you're able to let them open up to some kind of you may get this person to loosen up a little bit. We have the cog as well. So this is sort of like a day-to-day. You might be somebody that's not, that's comfortable not being the center of attention. You don't mind being a cog in the bigger machine. I have the fish here. Again, this is a theme that's good with money. The fish is money. You could be religious or have a lot of principles and responsibilities, and you take care of them really, really well. We got the moon. So, for some of you, you might be you could be a very, I want to say quiet emotional though. I don't sense that this is like somebody who gets upset really easy, but there is like an emotional aspect to you that they do like. There may be parts of you that they don't understand, and just that little bit of mystery is kind of nice. And with this apple, this is what I would say is like, you might have some like hidden knowledge, forbidden knowledge. You might even be into the occult a little bit, like occult knowledge or something with these two. Well, that's what I'm getting for you. Group 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the description in the comments below. We have the first house. We have Aries. We have Pluto. We have the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Six of Cups. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Let's see here. So, group 3, you're sexy. Straight up, you're sexy, group 3. Pluto in the first house. Oof. You've got some serious eyes, probably. This person is very physically attracted to you. And it kind of overpowers any knowledge of your personality. You might not know this person very well, or this person's just extremely attracted to you. So, but the first house and the Pluto kind of shows like a dark intensity. You may have very dark, sultry eyes. They may find you a little bit on the mysterious side, a little bit dark, brooding. Some of you may be full out goth people. You may, do the whole Depeche Mode thing. You may look younger than you. It's kind of weird with these two, actually. Well, this is Pluto, so I would say that some of you probably, you've got Aries here as well, so I think that some of you look a lot younger than you are because you've got some kind of like weird youthful energy about you. So if you're older, you look younger. oh, that's very non-specific. If you, like, you're going to always look a little bit younger than everybody else. So, like, maybe when you were 20, you look like you're 16, that sort of thing. When you're 50, you look like you're 40, that kind of deal. There's a lot of reference to the head with this specifically. You could be very stubborn and quiet, or you may have some, it's just this power about you. You have a really intense power about you. Ooh, excuse me, I'm going to turn my light on. Or not. Or not. Oh well, hopefully it's not getting too dark. You have an intensity about you, basically. And, yeah, you're just very seductive in the way that you look. You have amazing willpower. This person's aware of that. You've got Aries and you've got Pluto. Both of these are... Pluto is, of course, I kind of see it like Mars plus. Aries is ruled by Mars. So there is this intensity to you where you are, like, really super, super strong. Strong-willed. You have great drive, probably. You may be a survivor of some difficult times, though. One of these things is Mars in aspects to Pluto in the first house means like a childhood where there may have been some tough times, sometimes with bad aspects to, bad Mars aspects to Pluto. Sometimes it can mean that you grew up in like a war-torn sort of city or town or something, or country, or, you know, you just existed in some sort of situation that had a really tough time as a child. So if it's not like country-wise, it could have been just a very tough family environment that you had to live in. Basically, gosh, you're just a badass. You're a badass, group 3. You can't be tricked either. This person loves that you cannot be tricked. You're too smart. You're sly, you're slick. You can, but not in a bad way. It's like you're quicker than your enemies. You're quicker than most people. And you're headstrong. I feel like with you, there's a sense of like explosive power here. Let's see here. Hang on. I gotta go change my, what's that stuff called? My lamp. I need to get my lamp plugged in. Actually, maybe I can do this. Ooh, I hope I didn't just turn my audio off. It's just getting too dark here. There we go. All right, that's better. So you're very intense, basically. And you're probably pretty attractive as well. But like I said, with that very, like, dark sort of sexiness to you. Let's see, what else? So over here is 3 cards that describe how you make this person feel about themselves. So we have the Magician, we have the 6 of Wands. Oh, I'm sorry, is that right? Am I saying that right? Yeah, 6 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. You make this person, I feel like you do more of this to them. You make them feel valued. You make them feel like a hard worker. You make them feel like they're a good role model. You make them feel like they are respected, which I think is mostly because of their skills. So you might be somebody that tells them how good they are at things. You might be the person that lifts them up and kind of reminds them like, hey, you're awesome. You don't need to be feeling this way or that way. You're incredibly... you're the one who tells them that they can be anything, they can do anything. You might make them feel knowledgeable. Perhaps you go to them for some sort of, you know, if you have any questions on something, you might go to them for it. But for the most part, you make this person feel like all eyes are on them and they're a rock star, basically. They also, when they're around you, I feel like this is more not how they feel about themselves. You make them a more charitable person or a kinder person. They feel soft and warm and fuzzy around you, and they want to give to you. They want to, you know, care for you. Perhaps you make this person feel like family. You make them feel like they're part of your family. You make them feel cared for, and basically I see this card as some card that you make them feel loved, basically. And I do think there's a lot of love in here. We have 3 sixes. 6 is the card of the Lover's card. So I do think that this person probably loves you, or at least thinks very highly of you. As for physical appearance, what does this person like about you, love about you? We've got the 10 of Wands, we've got the 6 of the 6 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Again, like that really sort of stoic darkness is kind of what I'm picking up over here. If you guys are really vibing with that goth appearance thing, this might be showing it. We might be looking at, you know, pale skin, long hair on guys, that sort of gothy coldness, if you will. Which is funny. I know goth people that are like the sweetest, most cuddly love bears ever. So if you're like, no, I'm totally a goth, but I'm not cold, I understand. It's just this first house is definitely showing that you have a lot of a physical appearance that it's very striking. I think that this person may find you very strong, or if you're a lady, stacked, I want to say. You know, you might have that, like, you know, hourglass figure, or you might just look really, really solid, like they can't break you. If they want to give you a hug, they're not going to snap you in half. For some of you, you might have a little bit of a heavier build, and they really like that. I feel like this is something that's gained over time, so sometimes I see this and I think it's like a slow gain. So that's why I'm thinking like a weight gain of some kind, muscle mass, maybe accumulated muscle mass, or like a fat accumulation, or just general, like you've kind of grown into this person who's got the right amount of squish to them. Just because that's how I picture the wands. You gain more wands over time. 6 of Pentacles. I feel like some of you wear something on your head, perhaps. I see a red hat. I see red hats, more hats. I think that some of you might be hat wearers. I get the sense that for some of you, you may be taller, like significantly taller or shorter than your person in some cases. But I see somebody that's definitely well balanced. Darker skin, maybe. Darker skin, I think. Trying to think if I see any more here. This one's another one that doesn't have a lot to tell me. Show me some more attributes of group 3 that their person finds attractive. Hello, what's that? What's that? The 4 of Swords. Again, I'm seeing like a bit like more like stocky, like round though, in a good way. They like your body. They probably like your face too. I think some of you may have a rounder face shape. I think they like to physically be close to you though. And maybe you're a little bit of a sour person. Maybe you don't let them close, but when they do get close, they really, really like it. I don't sense that you let them get very close though. At least not right away. Maybe if you guys have dated for a while, you'd let them closer, but I don't think that maybe you would let them very close. Like, they like it that you kind of set up a boundary and they can't get to you. This person may like difficulty in may enjoy a challenge perhaps with you. I think that you have this very Aries attitude, perhaps, where you're just kind of like, no. You may not like it. You might like to pursue people, and that's why you won't let them get close until they kind of like walk away, and then you end up going and pursuing them. They may like it when you pursue them. Physical attributes. Again, we got closeness. I'm getting the chest area. Chest area. So for male or female, I think this person likes the chest area around you. Shoulders, upper chest. That might be a place they like to grab onto. Hopefully not if you're a woman, that's a little rude. Yeah. They like this upper area. They're just like drawn to the heart center area. Interesting. So, I'm going to be using my charms. Look at me. I've joined the group. Oops. Unfortunately, I don't have a good system of, like I don't have like a bag yet. I have this thing, but my hand's too small to get in it. So, let's see what I can do here. What else does group 3 person like about them? Oh, actually, this one wanted to fall out. It's a snowflake. So maybe some of you are cold and they like that. They like that Pluto energy on you. We've got, what else do they like about you? Again, there's like this forbidden aspect about you. There's something about you that is just forbidden and they want it. This is, I don't have a snake charm, so for me this kind of represents the Lenormand snake. So there's like, you might just be kind of like oozing or radiating some kind of sexuality that they really pick up on. Again, you may be young or act young, because I have this bottle here. You may be young or you like to act young. You may get this person to try new things. You may, you may have children and they like that you're a parent. Oh, hey, a bird. You might have good conversations with them. You might have good conversations with them. You may connect on social media like Twitter or something, or you may text a lot. I think they may find, if you're a female, they find you very feminine. If you're a man, they find you kind of like on a masculine level of elegance. And I'm thinking like, when I say elegance as a man, I'm trying to give you a reference point. Gary Oldman in Dracula, that kind of like elegant sort of thing. The one with the circle glasses. That, because there's 2 Draculas in that, is the younger Dracula. Well, older Dracula's got his thing going too. He looks very pale though. What do we got here? Aw, they see you as a friend and they appreciate your friendship. You're a companion to them. It's like you're always with them. If you're not physically with them, it's like you're always on their mind. Ooh. Slow and steady. And apparently always on the back. Actually, it's funny because this guy always ends up on his back regardless. I feel like you may help them out of this condition with the on the back turtle problems. I think that also it's like wherever you are with them, they feel like they're at home. And you take your time on things. You're not somebody that, I mean, I feel like you have this explosive power with this Aries and the Pluto. But I think that maybe you know when to take your time sometimes. But I get a feeling with this is, I feel like wherever they go with you, it feels like home. Like home is, you know, home moves around with them. So it's like you travel. How to describe it? Because the way I'm thinking is that turtle has its house on its back. So I feel like their home is never at home. It's wherever the turtle is. And I think in this case, you may be the turtle. All right. Well, that was your reading. Group 3. Please like, comment, and subscribe. What do we have here? We have Mars. We have Capricorn. We have the 12th house. We have the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Judgment. We have the Queen of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Star card. So, what do I see here? I have Mars, Capricorn, and the 12th house. I want to say you are surprising. This person may not be able to quite predict you. You may be a little bit of a mystery to this person. The 12th house is about secrets and unseen things. It's a spiritual card as well. This may suggest this person may find you very spiritual. If not, if they don't find you spiritual, they could feel spiritually connected to you in some way. You could be very responsible. You could be very career-driven and goal-oriented. You might be somebody, especially with Mars here, as somebody that can kind of take on any challenge and be completely fine with it. You can scale the highest mountains. You can overcome so many obstacles. You may have already overcome this and this person watched you do it. And you may amaze this person. You may not even look like the type of person, and maybe that's the mysterious part of this, is the 12th house is sort of like, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't even expect somebody like you to be you. You may look completely different than who you are. You may look like a meek little person, but like inside you are a raging supernova, you know? And that's the thing is with the Mars in the 12th house, and hopefully you do not have this actual natal placement because it's explosive. It's like hidden rage and stuff like that, and it's difficult for people with Mars in 12th house to manage, especially with other bad aspects. They can have, anger issues, stuff like that. So hopefully you don't. But in the positive side, I see a secretly empowered person. You may be somebody that works in mysterious, secluded places like hospitals or prisons. You may help people as well, because the 12th house is about, it's like charity in a way. It's like the house, it's like the Pisces house, so it's like spiritual kindness and, spiritual love, that sort of thing. So you may care for other people, care for people that may not deserve it, or care for people that people have forgotten, other people have forgotten. So some sort of prison or institution like a hospital, something that's tucked away. So I feel like you, with this Capricorn though, you really love big goals. You're very, in fact, you may be somebody who doesn't feel like, you may set the bar higher for everyone else in a way, because if your goals aren't big enough, you may not feel fulfilled. So you may set the bar for other people because you keep setting it higher for yourself. And I feel like maybe this person feels like you bring them out in that way, that they can be inspired to work harder, think bigger. you have a lot of self-control, I think, as well here. And I think maybe if you have this sort of Mars in 12th house thing, you may hang on to, you may control it so much that maybe at some point, you may control your anger and everything up to a point, and then maybe it does become explosive. I don't think that they like you for the anger, but I think they love that you're able to control it. Yeah, that's what I see with that. You might be athletic with the Mars here too. For some of you, you might be kind of more on the athletic side, active perhaps. So how do you make your person feel about themselves? We got the 9 of Swords, we got the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Judgment card. When I took this as the intention, it was what do you make them feel, how do you make them feel about themselves in a positive way? So I feel like this person may be somebody who feels like they have to compete with you in just a little bit. So I do see some like anxiety here and maybe some judgment of self, but in the interest of improvement. Not necessarily this person feels judged or feels less than or something because of you. I don't sense that's the case. I think that you make, and with the 10 of Pentacles here, I feel like you make this person competitive too. Not against you, but like you make them want to work harder, have bigger goals, try harder, that sort of thing. You may have made this person dig to the root of their problems and kind of like tear them up. This person may have had a lot of dark shadows that they were dealing with, and perhaps this is saying that person may have had to confront those things as a result of you. You're kind of like the tough love here in their life, and this is one of those people that acknowledges that they need tough love, and I think that's what they appreciate about you. I feel like you may have made this person have a complete wake-up call about their life, and they changed everything about it. They changed the way they operated, they changed the way they work, they changed the way they think. They want to achieve 10 of Pentacles. If you've already gotten that with this Capricorn energy, they are inspired to do the same. And they want to be generous. You know, this is about generosity and like sharing with family and things like that. Having a lot of things, a lot of abundance, with abundance of money, abundance of love, abundance of creativity, any aspect that's positive to have a massive amount of it. They have that now, maybe because of you, or at least they're on their way to getting it. But I do think that your influence in their life has gotten them to reach they gotten to the root of their problems, basically, when it comes to their life, maybe their career, things like that. I mean, again, I just get the sense you set the bar high for them. I feel like there might be an emphasis on family a little bit here. Maybe this person wants to be a better family member. Maybe you make them feel as if they are part of your family, or if they're important to you. Maybe they're important to you. Interestingly enough, you know how I said that the 12th house and Mars, those people can work in hospitals or prisons or something. The 10 of Pentacles can sometimes mean that as well. Those type of large institutions, large buildings within society. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe maybe you inspired them to do the same, work in the same industry perhaps. But yeah, it's kind of neat. So what about your physical appearance does this person like? We have the Wheel of Fortune. And in some cases, I would say that maybe your appearance changes a lot. And then for some of you, I feel like your appearance is very, like, the same. It's the same every day. Maybe you wear, like, a uniform or something, and they like your uniform. Something about your appearance either is unpredictable or really, really predictable. that sort of thing. For some of you, because this can mean stuck at times, maybe some of you have some sort of mobility issue. Maybe you have to carry a cane or something, and maybe they find the cane sexy. That sort of thing. Just because I know that in some sense, this Wheel of Fortune can sometimes mean delays or holdups or, you know, a lack of like progress, basically. So when I'm thinking progress, I'm thinking moving. So I think for some of you, maybe like one person here, you may have like some kind of issue with mobility, and you may have like a cane or something, and they kind of like it. They find the device, that if you carry a device, they may find that like attractive in some way. You guys would know this better than me. I'm just saying what I'm thinking here. I've got the Queen of Swords here, so I want to say that some of you are super pale. Like, swords people, I've always kind of attributed to super pale, because they're winter. So I think winter people, very, very pale. I think if they have seen you naked, very nice. Very nice. I don't even need to go into detail about that, but all of that, they like much. For some of you, they just think that you are absolutely to die for, beautiful or gorgeous or handsome or something. You are the ideal. You are perfect in every way. This person may find you unbelievable in the way that you are. You could be just the ideal, perfect, beautiful person for them. They probably, maybe they have seen no one prettier or more handsome than you. How's your ego? Am I stroking it? I think that for some of you, you're very soft. Some of you, they like your stomach, or really like your stomach. Like it, and I don't get the sense that it's like washboard abs or anything like that. I think that there's like a softness to your stomach that they like. Maybe some of you have a belly ring. I've been getting extra cards here because I feel like I may have underestimated how many I needed for this category, because it kind of cuts it short. What else do they find attractive? Ah, the stomach area. I mean, there's a dog over this one, but there's a stomach area here again. I think this person likes your stomach or your waist or something. There's also the nighttime here. Maybe they like seeing you at night or in low lighting. That sounds kind of terrible, though. Like, they like you in low lighting. Maybe that would maybe that makes sense to some people. I think if some of you, maybe you have like this sort of like dignified air about you. You may have like a dignified air about you. Kind of like an emperor, or like some kind of king. Well, of course, it's the King of Cups. I'm looking at it and not thinking anything of that. But yeah, you might have like a regal sense to you, like somebody that's to be respected. Some of you might, oh, now I'm like, some of you, this one is, I was like, oh, some of you are super pale. But when I get the sun card, I think that some of you might be tan. Lions, tan with good hair. Yeah, like a lot of hair. Or thick hair, or just a lot more hair than you should have, I guess. It's like, I don't know what I was trying to say. Like, maybe if you're older, you have more hair than your peers. Or like maybe you're an older woman, you have thicker hair, like unusually thick hair for an older person, something like that. Something about your hair. So I'm going to use my charms because I have them now. Look at that. What else would this person say about, what else would they like about this, like, person here? Let's see here. What else do they like about you? Oops, that's a lot more than I wanted to. And I think I'm going to lose that one too. Ah, cane! Are you kidding me? Okay, if someone actually carries a cane, please tell me. That would be really fascinating if that's what this is. Some of you might have a cane. Some of you are older. We have a lily. So you could be an older person. They like your wisdom. They like your, you could be sensual, very sensual looking. You might smell nice, look nice, feel nice. Some of you are polite. They think you're polite and spiritual in a way. You may be very clean as well. This is my incense. Incense is cleaning, purifying, that sort of thing. So I feel like... sorry, it smells good. Maybe you smell good. Yeah, maybe you smell good. But I have this heart and I have this bouquet here together. What do I see? You could be very polite, very giving, sincere, loving. Pretty. You're hardworking, of course. We got Capricorn here, of course. We got the cog. Hardworking. You're a little risky, though. There might be an element of risk about you, or there's some kind of gamble. Some sort of gamble in knowing you, or liking you, or being with you, or they may feel very lucky. You might bring this person good luck in some cases. You might know this if you see that they've suddenly, you know, got a promotion, or if they made more money, or it's the same thing, isn't it? Or maybe they win the lottery. But there's an element of luck. They either you can see that you're making them lucky, or they feel like they are lucky. Transformation. Knowing you might have caused some intense changes in their life. But no fear, I believe that there's some peace here. They found peace through spirituality with you. You may have made this person have some sort of spiritual awakening. Again, turtle on his back. It's so weird. The last one, they have him. He's slow moving, but every time I pull him out, he always lands on his back. And I feel like maybe you're somebody that flips them right side up. If they need to be helped, you might be the one to help them. You might be flipping this turtle on the right side up. And we have bird. I think for some of you, your person might have some anxiety, and maybe you might have helped them overcome that. If not, if that's not the case, and it's possible you guys may have a lot of good conversations. They may love your text messages. They may love any little messages you leave on their, you know, whether it be Instagram or Facebook or whatever the kids are using these days. There might be this feeling just of general happiness when they hear from you. They love messages from you. And that's all I'm getting here. So, thanks for watching, Group 4. Please like, comment, subscribe. And let me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like a private reading with me, you can contact me at snowcitytarot@gmail.com. My rates are in the description box if you're interested in that. And I want to thank everybody who stuck around and watched the whole thing. Wow, thank you. And thanks for subscribing and commenting. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye now.